What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Saturday here, beautiful day here, and in California. But we also have a beautiful day here in the crypto markets. Bitcoin currently, as we speak, consolidating after that pump, after a break above 100K. Very important level for very obvious reasons. We're finally back above 100K after months of downtrend. What could this mean for Bitcoin? What could happen for Bitcoin? And why I'm talking about Bitcoin like it's the most important crypto? Well, it is because it drives the entire crypto markets. If it pumps, we're gonna see quite a bit of these altcoins pumping, and of course it dumps. These altcoins are gonna be dumping harder. Okay, from first-hand experience, we're gonna be talking about Bitcoin first, and then we're gonna take a look into some altcoins, see what kind of setups and price targets that they have. Some popular altcoins that I am seeing by search. I do also have a subscribers request. So today we're gonna be doing Avalanche, which is AVAX. We're gonna be taking a look into SUIPAD. We're gonna be taking a look into Dogelon Mars. See what's going on in these exciting markets. See if we can actually find the moves before they actually happen. Because I think almost all the time we have actually found the moves before they actually happened. If you guys are new to this channel here, you guys should know that I dive deep into the charts every day so we can actually find the pumps or the big moves before they actually move, because that's a lot less riskier than chasing a actual pump on the day of. Okay, now this is going to be by technical analysis, so if you guys do want to learn technical analysis and see this market much more clearly for yourselves, you guys definitely want to subscribe, like, and comment on this channel. And now let's take a look into Bitcoin and see what's going on here. Okay, and of course, if you guys do have any technical analysis requests, do drop a comment. I will pick one technical analysis request every day to do it on my channel here live. Now let's go ahead and go to Bitcoin here. We are still consolidating after this break above 100K. Okay, very common. I would call this bullish consolidation because Bitcoin breaks above a certain resistance or after a pump, and it's just waiting for its shorter term moving averages to catch up. Okay, I consider that to be bullish consolidation, and I also consider it to be a time where I will be more actively looking for opportunities to get into altcoins. That is just me, okay? Personally, not financial advice. None of what I'm saying here is financial advice, okay? Now let's take a look into daily time frame. Very important daily time frame here. We're still above the daily 200. The daily 21 SMA is still catching up, which is good because we haven't gone down there for support. So even if the price action was to come down to daily 21 SMA, I would still see it as pretty strong support, as is the first time on it. Now, daily 21 SMA is currently at about 95K. Okay, it is catching up. It is above the daily 200 SMA, which we've been talking about to be a very important signal for the bull market. Okay. Now, 3-day time frame here. This is going to be even more important because as of yesterday's 3-day candle close, we did get that solid candle close, or the last 3-day candle close. We did get a solid candle close above this resistance here, which Bitcoin has been struggling to get back above for a little while. But now we have actually reclaimed that 93,000 on this higher time frame as support. It is looking great. Now, also want to just do a recap on this. This is one of the patterns that you guys should definitely recognize, which would usually mean a reversal, and in this case would be a bullish breakout. So this double bottom pattern, very powerful, Very simple pattern, okay? Especially when you pair that up with bullish divergence, which is basically when you have a lower or equal low on the price action chart, but with a higher or equal low on the RSI. Also a very simple but powerful indicator. I like to simplify things, okay? And these are the indicators that I've been using, and they have been working quite well, okay? Now, we do have the price target here out of this double bottom pattern, which was about 104K, and we are seeing that resistance right now, as I'm sure other traders are seeing this and taking profits, right? But buyers keep coming in, and that's why we're seeing this kind of consolidation. Weekly time frame, also very important. It's going to be closing in about a day. It looks very much like we're going to be getting this kind of a candle close on the weekly candle, which tells me that we are also reclaiming this once resistance, now support at about 93,000 on the weekly time frame now. Okay, so let's take a look into what pattern am I looking at for a possible breakout here. If we actually come back here to retest the 110K level almost, chances are this is going to be forming some type of a cup and handle, right? This is a signature. This is a pretty good signature of a bullish pattern here, as you see a rounded bottom. Okay, that could mostly form a cup and handle pattern, right? And the breakout of that, it usually breaks to the upside. And if it actually does break, if it actually does form a cup and handle, we can come back here and take a measurement. But it could look something like this, right? It could look something like this. Price action could come up here to about 110K, form some type of a small pullback before launching upwards. Okay. Now, this is not 100%. Nothing in this market is 100%. Just because it forms a cup and handle does not mean it's going to be 100% breaking out to the upside. It's just that the odds are in your favor, okay, or in the bull's favor. So that is what potentially could be going on, and we're going to be revisiting this until it happens or it invalidates itself. All right, so if that does happen, let's just say if, okay, very hypothetical, then we're going to be looking at a Bitcoin price target of something like this, right? Of about 145K, right? Now, could Bitcoin continue going beyond 145K? Of course, but that is just the price target, give or take. Okay. Let's take a look into Total 3 because that's what everyone is interested in, altcoins. And this is basically the total altcoin market cap, excluding Ethereum, and Ethereum has been doing a lot of catch up. Okay. Now, Total 3, it is above the daily 200 SMA. I don't consider that to be a solid candle close as of yesterday's candle. So, in that sense, I don't think the Total 3 market has actually reclaimed the daily 200 until we actually get a solid candle close above this orange line here, which is the daily 200. All right, so very important. And this is also a very simple but effective pattern you guys should be looking out for, which is the falling wedge. Usually breaks to the upside. In this case, daily time frame, Total 3, price target about 1.1 trillion, which could do some pretty significant pumps for the smaller altcoins. Let's go ahead and just jump right into stock market real quick because it is a front-running signal. It could be very well a front-running signal for the crypto markets. It still hasn't gone above the daily 200 SMA yet. Something to be keeping in mind of when it actually gets there, because there could be some turbulence for the crypto markets, right? And that is basically the price targets for the breakout of this falling wedge pattern on the S&P 500 mini futures, which is about 5,800. All right, let's take a look into AVAX first. AVAX here. We're going to be doing this from scratch here, okay? Because I'm sure I haven't charted this for a little while. Now, first things first, when I look into altcoin, I'm going to be taking a look into the monthly time frame on the RSI. Okay, why am I doing that? Because I want to make sure that it is not in overbought levels and that it is not near a top. Okay, which in terms of if you're near a top, the chances of a dump will significantly increase. Just take a look into altcoins with monthly RSI data from back in 2020, 2021. Tell me, how long does an altcoin have a monthly RSI reading in overbought levels above 70? How long does it last for? Just go take a look and verify for yourself. Now let's take a look into monthly time frame. We are not in overbought levels. We have a reading of about 50. Okay, just right underneath 50. This looks like a falling wedge pattern. Okay, probably on a lower time frame. So let's come over here to the weekly time frame. All right. Now, three candle touches on a trend line validates a trend line on that time frame, which we do have. It doesn't have to be super exact, but in this case, it fits just perfectly, and this is a huge falling wedge pattern. Price targets for AVAX out of this pattern. Let's just pick an estimated breakout point. This usually breaks to the upside. If it does here, then we have a measure move of about just right above 95 bucks. And this is on the weekly time frame. Let me adjust this. Yeah, just right above $95 here. Let's take a look into a smaller time frame, see what AVAX could be doing. 4-hour time frame. I don't think I see anything. It looks like I don't think I see anything here. Let's come to daily time frame. See if we can spot maybe a cup and handle here. So we had a rounded bottom, which is a bullish pattern. It tells me that, buyers are coming in at higher levels. So no particular pattern on a smaller time frame. What I think it could be happening is probably look for some type of pattern like this, because the daily 200 SMA is right about this trend line level, along with these candles that had been resistance. So I'm looking at something like this for AVAX in a smaller time frame. Okay, we're gonna revisit this chart, of course, but right now this is what I'm looking at. I would say it's looking pretty good from the monthly time frame down to the daily time frame here. Now let's take a look into, now of course if anything changes, we're going to come back and revisit this chart and reevaluate and see if my opinion changes. Let's come over here to SUIPAD. See what's going on in this market. Now this is a request by one of my subscribers. If you guys do want me to do any technical analysis, price predictions on any markets, any altcoin, just drop a comment in the comment section below. I will pick one from you guys to do it every day from scratch. Let's come over here to the monthly time frame. I want to look for if we are near a top here on this monthly time frame, and we are not. We're probably, we're a lot closer to a bottom here on the RSI reading. And it looks like we do have bullish divergence, basically an equal or lower low, in this case a lower low on the monthly time frame, however with a higher low on the price action chart, and this is a huge time frame. So we're looking at something like this. When you see a falling wedge and sometimes with a double bottom and divergence, that is a very I would be pretty confident of a reversal in terms of just looking at seeing those indicators just flashing. In this case, it is. We have a double bottom inside a falling wedge pattern, and you have bullish divergence. Okay, now divergence would usually tell you, divergence and these reversal signals would usually tell you that there is going to be a reversal, but in my opinion, it doesn't tell you how big that reversal is. So definitely want to chart it for yourself on a shorter time frame and see if that's what I would do, and see what the price action could be doing. Weekly time frame. So let's take a measure move out of this pattern here. Measure move, how you do it is basically, in this case, for a falling wedge, you measure the opening of the pattern, you put it on top of an estimated breakout point, which will give you, in this case, will be about 36 cents here. And we are about 3.5 cents. So that is a 10x price target. But this is also a very small altcoin. Okay, just want to note that. So, all right, let's take a look into Dogelon Mars, which is Elon USD or USDT. Let me also take a look into a smaller time frame for SUIPAD. I think that could provide some insights as to what it could be doing even today. Well, it looks like it has just broken out it has just pumped, and it's probably going to consolidate a little bit on this 4-hour time frame, but it is in way overbought territory right now in 4-hour time frame, so some type of pullback here is not surprising. All right, so no particular pattern. It looks like it has just pumped. I'm going to wait for it to consolidate a little bit, probably revisit this later and see what the consolidation pattern says. Let's come to Dogelon Mars. Monthly time frame. Not in overbought territory, so in that sense, it's looking good. It's not near a top or at risk of an overbought dump. There is bullish divergence, right? Well, not exactly, because this is not exactly a lower low or equal low. This is a slightly higher low, which is still good. A higher low is still good. I usually like to enter on higher lows, on an uptrend, right? Weekly time frame. I think we're gonna actually come down here to a lower time frame to find a chart or a pattern. 3-day time frame. Yep, that looks like a very familiar friend, which is the good old falling wedge. Measure move. It looks like it has broken out, but it has also kind of broken down. But I think this falling wedge pattern is still very valid. Measure move is going to give you about, almost twice where the market price is right now. There's just way too many zeros to read it, but you guys can chart it for yourself according to what I have here and read it for yourself. Right, it's almost going to be twice the market price right now. Let's take a look into a smaller time frame. We do have a couple more seconds. I do have to end by the 20-minute mark because of trading view. So it doesn't look like we have any shorter term patterns to comment on, because we had, Dogelon Mars had just had a crazy run up. All right, so we're going to revisit some of these markets. If you guys want, make sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe if you guys do want me to. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day and weekend.